Hi, my name is Jennifer, and I am one of the horse trainers and instructors at Double Diamond Hill Ranch. And this is Reno. He's a Mustang, and we're going to work together on some groundwork exercises. So we want to work on his ability to lead in a appropriate distance, and we'll go over what that looks like in a minute. But this is an exercise that we don't want to do when the horses have too much excessive energy. And there's also just a lot of wind and sounds going on right now. So I'm going to lunge him for just a minute, and then we'll get started into what that exercise looks like. So because I'm trying to get this excess energy out sooner than later, I'm just going to do a lot more changes of directions here. And just mostly not trying to get all of his energy out, just trying to get his mental focus on me instead of on everything else. Good, good. So he's already right there, even he's just looking in at me, he's giving me all of his attention, he's doing everything I ask. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this string off of this stick, and I'm going to separate it. And I'm going to take the string and I'm going to tie it around his neck. And I want to tie it towards the center of his neck. And this is just going to work as a guideline for me and help me make sure that my body's in the right positioning. Obviously, on day-to-day life, we're not going to have a string around our horse's neck, but it helps us make sure that we're teaching them correctly. So then the next step, let me turn him around a little bit. Go away. The next step is I'm going to measure from my hand to my elbow, and I'm going to coil the rope right there. I'm going to make sure that how I'm holding it, if I ever needed to, I can drop it, so it's not going to get caught around my arm. I'm not hanging it on here. I'm just going to hold it in my hands. And now with the objective of this exercise is I want him to stay by me with my body positioned right around the center of his neck. So the string's a little far back, but I want him to be right around the center of my neck. I don't want him coming too far in front of me or too far behind me. So when I don't have his attention, I'm just going to cluck and redirect it. I'm going to hold the stick right here. And if I need it, I'm going to put my arm just straight back. I'm going to put my arm straight back like this, and I'm going to spank him in the butt. And then if I need it for the outside turns, I'll use the end this way. And it'll all make sense in a minute. So first what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask him to go forward by putting my arm forward. And then I'm going to cluck, and I'm going to start walking. And if he doesn't come up to me, then I'm going to spank him in the butt. And have him come right up next to me. Now this is great. Now I want him to do an outside turn. So normally what we're going to do is we're first going to start with our inside turns, but I put myself in a position there where I really had to do an outside turn in order to not be against the wall. So we're going to start on our inside turns now, and that's where I want him to come and stay right here with my shoulder in the middle of his neck. And I want him to follow me whenever I do different directions. So these are going to be my inside turns. Inside turns are going to be a little bit easier to do because I don't have to worry about his head coming into me as much. And then I'm going to ask him to come forward. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start clucking. So I'm going to cluck, and I'm going to start jogging and have him trot beside me. So I'm going to cluck, put my arm forward. I'm going to pick up my own pace. Good. And I'm going to say, whoa, and slow my own feet down. Now, when we're asking our horse to stop, we don't want to go just from a full jog to a halt, because when we do that, that's really hard for even if you're running to have somebody just pull on you and make you stop instantly, right? So we want to give them the signals by saying whoa, slowing down our body, and giving them a chance to stop. Okay, so now I'm going to go and we're going to walk him forward just a little more. And I want him to walk up beside this fence. So walking it beside a fence is step one. Step two is going to be those inside turns. Right. Now the one thing I don't like is he keeps kind of invading my space, getting closer this way. So I'm going to push my elbow out and have him just keep a little bit more of a distance from me. His space of where I am in his body is great. He's keeping himself in the middle of his neck for the most part. But when he gets nervous, he kind of pushes into my space. And so for that, I can just put my hand up and kind of push him out a little bit. He's lagging behind a little bit, so I just pointed and clucked. Okay, so now we're going to do an inside turn. Lost a little bit of this coil, so I'm going to re-wrap it up real quick. And then we're going to work on our outside turn. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to direct him over with my hand. I'm going to cluck. And if I need to, I'm going to follow through with the stick by his face so he doesn't come into me. So we want to do a series of inside and outside turns. So now I'm going to go outside. Right there, he's really close to me. I'm going to say whoa, and I'm going to walk down a little bit. Now, right there, I kind of pulled him back. I did that because he was sniffing the ground, and if he is sniffing the ground, you want to pull him up, but we don't want to pull him back to stop him. So if he was going to go too far in front of me, and I'll kind of make him do the wrong thing. So let's say he's all the way up here, and I'm back here. Instead, I love that he's already pivoting to try to find the right spot. But if he was going way too far in front of me, instead of reprimanding him and like trying to back him up all the time and back him forward, back him up, because it is this spot that we're trying to stay in, we want him to work on one thing. And if I'm constantly jerking him forward, jerking him back, it gets really confusing. So if he were to be way too far in front of me, so let's say I'm back here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pivot, and I'm going to have him come back up. So if he was too far in front, I would pivot and wait until I'm in like the middle of his neck. He has a tendency to more lag behind me than he does in front of me. So when he does that, I just stick my hand out, I'm going to cluck and spank. And right here, I want him to go towards the outside, away from me. I'm going to go inside turn. Readjust my rope a little bit. Then we're going to do an outside turn. Say whoa. And then I'm going to rub him on his neck. So we always want our tools to be an extension of our arm and not to be something they fear. So we always want to make sure that we're rewarding them by rubbing on their neck afterwards and helping them get that release. Good. Good boy. Okay, so just to run through the steps real quick, we're going to always start by tying the rope onto their neck. Then we're going to go work around them following us on the fence. Now for demonstration purposes, I only did the left side, but you're going to do each side. So you want to get them good at one side with one exercise and then progress. So if it was leading around the fence, you're going to do that good on the left and good on the right. And then after that, we're going to do some inside turns, good on the left, good on the right. And then after that, we'll work on our outside turns. And again, those are a little bit harder for them not coming into our space. He used to kind of like try to run over me basically, and we want to mitigate that. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how he did. So I'm going to go just real quick on the right side just so we can see how he's doing and go through everything one more time on the right side. So I'm going to switch hands, coil it up. I'm going to point, cluck, and ask him to come up beside me. So he's doing great. I just want him to follow around me in the arena here. And then when I want him to speed up, I'm going to point, cluck. Good. I'm going to do some inside turns. Right there, he's really lagging behind me. There we go. And then some outside turns. And he's kind of getting in front of me, so I'm gonna keep applying that pressure and make him come around. And then I'm gonna slow down my feet. Ooh. Now, one last thing when it comes to your outside turns, you can either apply pressure with your end of your stick here, or you can flip it and do this way. It doesn't really matter, whichever one feels easier for you coordination-wise. You just wanna make sure that when you are going to smack them from behind, you're holding it out in front of you and extending your arms straight back. So it's just straight back like that. So the reason we're gonna do a lead beside exercise is we want them to always, I hate when we're leading a horse and we have them all the way out here and we're just dragging them along. We want it to be really easy for them to follow us where we wanna go. It keeps them more relaxed, us in a safe position. If I'm here and he tosses his head, there's a warning, I'm gonna be fine. If I'm up here and he tosses his head, it can put me in a dangerous spot. So right here is really great. I can see what's going on. I can still direct him. Because if I'm too far behind, the horse is leading me. But right here, I can lead him well. So that is all for today, and appreciate you guys watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.